say you're mixing a high concentration solution and a low concentration solution. The result is not going to be the highest high of concentration solutions or the lowest low. It's going to be somewhere between the original high and low concentration solution. My name is Paul DeSolca, IB Masters Learning Center and IBMasters.com. And today we're going to look at Test 6, Section 3, Number 19, which reads, how many liters of a 25% saline solution must be added to 3 liters of a 10% saline solution to obtain a 15% saline solution? So, we block out some nice space, plenty of space to work here. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a table here, similar to something that you would have done if you were in a gifted and talented program in middle school. So we've got, I'm going to put SLO1, solution 1, SLO2, solution 2. We're going to put a total here, and these are going to be your rows. What are going to be your columns? So we're going to have liters, we're going to have percent as decimal, and we're going to have a totals column. So what do we know? Well, what we don't know is it says how many liters. So I'm going to put L because I believe that you should make a connection between the variable and what that variable represents. L stands for liters. Better than using an X, it'll save your butt in some other problems. So percent as decimal, 25%. What is that as a decimal? It's 0.25. And you might say, hey, how do I get the total for the first row? Even if you don't know, move on, fill in your other information and come back to it, because it's easier to work with numbers. We'll see solution 2 has 3 liters of a 10% saline solution. 10% is decimals, 0.10. And then you might say, hey, if it's 10% of 3 liters of is multiplied, it's 10% times 3, 0.10 times 3, you get 0.30 as your total there. That's your total saline in that solution. So then you know you got to do the same thing for solution 1, you multiply, which is 0.25 L. Now what's your total? So all the time I see students, when they fill in for total liters, they'll say, oh, your total is 3L, but it's not 3L. Again, what you can do is think of numbers. If you had 4 liters of the first solution, 3 liters of the second solution, then you'd have 7 total liters, not 12. So it's not 3L, it's L plus 3. I'm going to put the variable first because that's the way you're used to seeing it. Then we go to the second column, we see percent as decimal. Students all the time will add these down, get 0.35, but you don't add them down, and this was my point in the intro. You're not going to get the highest concentration of saline when you mix them. You're going to get a concentration somewhere in the middle. Where in the middle? Well, it says it in the question. It's a 15% saline solution, so as decimal, 0.15. And now to get your totals column, your totals total, there's actually 2 different ways to express your total. One way is here. We already saw in the above 2 examples that we multiply. It would be 0.15 times L plus 3. And then what do we do with these 2 totals to get your total there? We would just add them. It would be 0.25 L plus 0.30. And since there are 2 different ways to express the total, I'm going to put an equal sign in the middle. First thing I need to do here is distribute 0.15 L plus 0.45 equals 0.25 L plus 0.30. And now, what do we have to do? We've got to combine like terms. I'm going to subtract 0.15 L from both sides to keep it positive. And on this side, it will cancel. On this side, I will get 0.10 L. I'm going to subtract 0.30 from both sides. And on the right side, it cancels. And on the left side, it's 0.15 equals 0.10 L. Now I've got to divide both sides by 0.10. And we cancel it on the left and on the right. And then on the left side, what happens? Well, the easiest way to think of it is if you move the decimal once to the right in the top and the bottom, It's like multiplying the top and bottom by 10. What I get is 1.5 over 1, and anything over 1 is that thing, so you know that it is 1.5 as your answer. Another way to think of this is if you multiply the top and bottom by 100, 15 over 10 would reduce to 3 over 2. So as a fraction, 3 over 2 is your acceptable answer. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You could share it with someone who has trouble with these crazy chart questions, which, to be honest with you, are super rare. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. And click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Have a great day.